Live again. Sorry, I think I'm a couple minutes late. I'm so sorry for that, but I'm glad you're here. Last minute, as always, High Response Marketing weekly live stream. It's good to see Bruce. I just sent an email, so I don't even know if people will remember this is going on. I just literally sent it. Earl Carvin from California. I got to turn my phone off. Hang on, it's beeping. It's good to see you guys. The topic today is just advertising in general because I was too lazy too forgetful to make a complete topic, but we're just going to answer local marketing questions. And feel free if anyone brings anything up to weigh in on your answers as well, because we, as a combined collective group of marketers, we know an awful lot. Southern California. What's it? Real hot down there right now? It's freezing up here in New York. We still have frosts. We're still having frosts. I can't believe it. Jim Juris is here. Good to see you. We have your stickers printing any moment. I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I'm going to mess it up. But hello. Hardinaria. That's garden, I'm guessing. Tim Black is here. Sapphire is here all the way from Canada, from the other coast in Canada. I love Canada. I like the country, Canada. I think the government has its problems, but the country I love. I miss going there. I miss going to Montreal. Dorn Brenton's here. Ed is here. So many good people are here. It is finally calming down a little bit because of the spring rush of remodelers and contractors and realtors. So it's kind of leveling out now, which is nice for me. Hopefully I can get more videos out. Had a guy call me earlier. He said, I haven't seen a video in 2 months. I'm worried to place this print order because it's gone out of business. And then everyone probably thinks I died. Yeah, landscaping. Nice. Hardinaria. I say it right? Hardinaria. What my phone just said, I don't know what that means. I don't even know why it said that. So listening. Landscapers, this is such a great time to get your mailings out. Hopefully you guys did good. I did so many of them over the spring. Jeez. Realtors, home improvement, pressure washing, landscaping, junk removal. Now we're coming into the summer. I got it right, see? I'm just going to give it a couple minutes for everyone to get on. I would really like to talk about some basics that people are missing as small local businesses. I always have to throw the word local in there because when you say small business, the definition's really crazy. It's like even businesses that do like $20 million, $30 million, they're still considered small businesses. And I don't think of that as a small business. Also, you have like e-commerce and all these online things and stuff that I don't really mess with that. I am for the local brick and mortar or professional services or home serve, like local, you cater to people in your general area, whatever you do. That is a whole different thing than what is termed small business. Not these $30 million companies and stuff, totally different. But the processes and the systems that some of these bigger businesses use, if you apply them to really small businesses, can have really great results. It's like even right down to like just sending basic communication to your customers. Like you have a large corporate like Target or any retailer, they get you on a list and then they market to that list and they keep track to varying degrees of how much you're spending and how active you are, or maybe how non-active you are. And they adjust what is communicated with you accordingly. And most small little local businesses don't have any of those systems in place. Maybe they don't know how, they don't even know it's possible. They don't have time, but we should talk about that because that you can apply those things to all businesses of almost any size. Like you should be able to look at your customers in some kind of database. Doesn't matter the business you're in, even if you don't actively collect customers, like whether you're doing contracts or have them fill out work forms or anything. If you're like a retailer or a restaurant, there's still plenty of ways that you can be building a list and getting a database of of customers, and then segmenting them and marketing to them. If you haven't heard from people in a while, you should be sending them specific communication, whether that's through email or text or direct mail, and maybe sending them stronger incentives to come back, or reaching out, or at least figuring out if they're even still active. Maybe their address is gone, needs to be changed or removed from your database. Maybe people who are coming in frequently should get, not, you don't have to give them as much of a discount. You can give them 10% off and they come in a little more frequently. You don't have to give away the house. That's really the secret to local marketing, in my opinion, is to spend as much money getting new customers and then spending as little money getting them to come back, rather than just spending a ton of money on everything trying to get it. Then you end up giving people who would come anyways discounts and not giving it strong enough to people who wouldn't be coming in, if that makes sense. That's the 10% conundrum. That's when you advertise things are like 10% off. It's not as strong. In most cases, it's not a strong enough discount to lure people who have never visited you in. But at the same time, you're getting people who are coming in anyways, and they're using the coupon. They're like, oh, we're going here anyways, might as well use the coupon. So you're like losing 10% to people who have already would have came in. And at the same time, you're not convincing people who have never been in to come in. So it's like it's bad in most cases. That's a good example of that. Not having a segmented list and not kind of marketing to them specifically. And people you haven't heard from in a while, you can give them stronger incentives too to get them to come back. Most little local businesses don't have any kind of system like that in place, but all the corporate ones do. All the big corporate ones do. But you can mimic that. It's well within your reach as any local business owner, anyone, whatever industry you're in. We do these all the time. I don't know if you're mean a specific one, but they're coming all the time. I mean, it's almost a daily thing from all over. So it's a hit or miss. I mean, what works for one person might not work for another. I think most of it comes down to whether they're aggressive enough to follow up on these leads and actually pursue them and weed through the junk, because you got a lot of people scanning the thing and they're just curious, and you've got to weed through that and actually tackle it. So I think some marketer, the realtors who have, especially if they have a person following up and they're aggressive, they're on it, they do very well with that, because they're going after every single opportunity. But then you have some realtors that just don't want to talk to someone unless they're basically handed on a silver platter, and that makes it really challenging. So it's all over the place, but it gets responses, which is something that realtors really struggle with, just getting a response, knowing, is someone actually reading my postcards? Is someone actually doing something with them? Gives you some kind of feedback. Because it can be frustrating as a realtor. It can be really frustrating as a realtor to send out postcards for 4 or 5 months and you don't hear anything. And you're like, you don't know if you're just wasting your money, but you got to commit to it for a while, because over the course of a year, over the course of like say 6, 9, 12 months, you can look back and say, oh, I ended up with 2 listings, or I ended up with 1 listing, whatever. It could be some areas you need 2 listings a year. Some you need 20 a month. I mean, every geographic area is different, but in the end, you just have to look back. Was it worth it? And you get people who held on to a thing and they called you and it was months later, they had it sitting around. You can't really gauge, this, I'm talking to in general. You can't really gauge these things until long after you've done them, like after a long time. And the QR codes is just a nice way to kind of get quicker feedback. Is this getting responses? Just don't forget seasonal entertainment. Pools of batting cages is an excellent one. Recreation, amusement, go-karts. They do great. They do fabulous with any kind of marketing, but direct mail for sure. This is a hot time for that. Attractions, events, it's go-karts, batting cages. Did you say batting cages? Yeah, batting cages, little amusement parks, they have little zoo type things. Places have little petting zoos, zoo things. Some have whitewater rafting. You're in the prime season for that, especially in tourist areas. But even that, whitewater rafting, hiking, fishing guides. Even like we have rock mine. We're near Herkimer Diamonds, which are really cool. I don't know if you've ever heard of Herkimer Diamonds. There's this like anomaly or something by us where there's these diamonds. They're quartz, but they're they're crystal clear, and they're double terminated, and they're just found in the ground with 1 or 2 points, like a diamond would be cut. They're really cool. And you just find them in the ground. You like literally just go in these specific areas. They're called Herkimer diamonds. It's really neat. But things like that, you probably might have stuff like that, like a Gold Rush Village or something, and whatever. I will always remember, he's probably not on here. What is his name? It's Will Sims. They have the Tucumcari days. I used to do the postcards for him, and they had like this thing, the horse and the cowboy and the spur. See, out west they have different things than we have on the East Coast. Eric says the possible game. Of course. Yeah, it's broken. It's so far down in the priority list. It's very important, but I was running an old version of PHP, and then I never, it can't run it anymore. So the internet doesn't allow it anymore. So I have to update that. Plus I have this other, like I have my 9x12. Oh, I'm so excited. I show you sneak peeks of these, but this is my 9x12 food. This is the best thing you can send ever. Best thing I've guide on this coming up, but and I have all different kinds of dinner. I'm just I keep holding off on the samples. So I have all these ready and the course out and stuff. And that's a phenomenal design. And this thing goes over so well. Imagine getting an MI12 with nothing but food on it. It's like the best, but there's so much you can do with that. Oh my God, so much. But yeah, just hit me up right now. I'm just doing $25. I'll stuff, one of these, my test is so bad. It's so bad. No, not Express. That's too much money. Priority, but it's the same thing. Priority flat rate. It goes in this. I stuff a bunch of samples in there, $25. I would say small local business. So I just like to throw the word local, meaning you service people locally, not like an e-commerce and thing. And 10 employees is fine. Like that's my bread and butter is these 10 employees, but they have 20, 30 employees. That's maybe under 50 employees or so. Even I don't know. So I still call it small businesses that get into 50 plus small. Tim has some, so hit up Tim. Go message Tim. Go get a bunch from Tim. He's got good ones. He put out plenty of 9x12s. You do. You have to be patient. I see so many, and I tell them too. I did realtors. They come in with a 500-piece postcard, which is fine. Farm area. But they think they'll get one listing. They think they'll send it out and get one listing. If you could spend $300 and you get a listing every single time, I mean, you would be a bazillion. You would be a bazillionaire. You'd be an absolute bazillionaire. The math just doesn't work that way, though. Unfortunately, it doesn't. You have to just do it over time, so that when they're thinking about listing, when that comes up, they're thinking about listing, they think of you. That's how it works. I have a landscaper recently, and he got some jobs. I mean, you saw landscape. He's put out landscaping postcard in the spring. Like it works. Even if you do a terrible job, it's going to be probably pretty effective. You have the time right. But like, person was like upset that he didn't get. He was expecting 3%. I see that. I thought I was going to get 3%. I didn't tell him that, but I think he probably read that or something. You can't spend $500 and get 75 leads or 100 leads or whatever. You can't spend $2,000 and get 1,000 contracts. Like it doesn't. You can't become a millionaire, do $1 million in business from a $1,000 mailing. Like it just doesn't. Unfortunately, the math does not work that way. And so stop thinking of these 3% numbers and 2% and 1%. All that matters is that it was worth it. Was it worth it? Did you put money in and it was worth it? Maybe that meant getting more money out. Maybe that meant getting enough profit out. Maybe getting enough. Maybe you only need to get one customer. Maybe you need to get 5 customers. You just figure out what do I need from this to make it successful, to say this is worth doing. That's all that matters. You don't go looking at these percents and stuff, because it doesn't. What percent of a pizzeria response is different than a deck builder. You're going to sell more pizzas on a postcard than the listings of houses. So you can't. The percentage thing is not. It doesn't apply. Les. Oh, I don't think I got that email. I've been staying on top of my emails. I don't think I have an email from you, Les. I'm going to check right now. I'm going to go on my email and look. And I'm overloaded. Oh, you did. Yeah, I see that. That was It was at 11 p.m. It was 11. Give me a little bit here. I got to prepare for the thing. 11 p.m. Yes. New movers. Yeah, yeah, I get the template. I have a whole course on it. You don't have that course? Oh, I love the new mover course. I'll look at the figures and make sure they're still accurate. But yes, definitely. I have it on there. Oh, hi, Stare. Thanks for joining here, Stare. Clayton White would say the average marketing budget is, oh, that's good. Marketing budgets. They will range from like 5 to 20%. That is your typical marketing budget. And so many businesses they don't have a marketing budget, and you're pretty much not going to succeed. I'm not saying you can't survive, but you're not going to succeed without a marketing budget. You're just not going to you're not going to have a thriving business without a marketing budget. And so many little small business owners, they just can't get past that. They can't get in their heads that they have to spend money on marketing. They will go to great lengths to not spend money on marketing. They will spend so much time and so much of their time and effort, and they will complain and they will blame things, and they'll wonder why after years even that they're not growing, and they're blaming the economy and they're blaming Joe Biden and stuff. And they're these things that are out of their control that really ultimately don't have an effect, and it swallows you up. And you have to spend money in marketing. You have to. We're talking 10%, 15%, the average 5 to 20. I've seen as high as like 25%. I knew a really successful guy, very successful, very wealthy, very successful, and he was spending 25% on his marketing, and it was such a high amount. I can't say his name because I was making so much money off him, but he ended up selling the business. That was one of the highest, 25, even higher percent. Like, he was spending everything on advertising, and that guy was making money hand over fist. But you should be, if you want to make, this is scary to look at. We talked about this in a previous episode or something. It might be one of my YouTube videos. If you want to make $100,000 a year profit, like, if you work in reverse, you're selling quite a bit. You're selling $500,000-$600,000 worth of stuff, which means you're selling like $2,000 a day. You're going to need to sell like $2,000 a day worth of stuff. I think the math comes out to that or something. Like, it's a lot. Like, you're going to really have to do some planning and get your butt into gear. And a huge chunk of that is going to have to be marketing. If you're going to want to make 6 figures, you're going to be spending some pretty good money on advertising, because you're going to need to be spending 10% or so, at least. I think 5% is too little, 10% on marketing. But the goal of marketing really is to get more money than you put into it. So it really shouldn't matter. Like, I'm happy to spend money on marketing. I'm happy. You should be happy to spend money. Yeah, I can't wait to spend $10,000. I can't wait. Yeah, I know you need one of these. I know. But trust me, I've been wanting to get these. Yeah, please. Yeah, Tim's the man for that. Go get a bunch of him. He's got a lot of extras. He harasses me for freaking telling people. I can send the. I know. EDM or send direct mail? This is a great question. It's a really great question. I probably have videos on it. I know I talked about it before. EDDM, they both have their strengths and weaknesses. One is not better than the other. For most cases, targeted mailing is ultimately better. It's better to send to a list. You'll have higher response. It's more efficient. It's cheaper in the long run. But just getting your feet wet, just starting, you're adding a lot of complexity. You're getting the list and thinking of who you're going to send it to. And then it's a longer turnaround time. It takes longer because we've got to print it, address it. That takes more time. Prepared a certain way. Then it's got to go get dropped off into the mail stream. And then that takes time. So it's a much longer process. And especially for like you guys in long term, your time, sometimes your busy seasons come right up on you and you're like, I got to get this out. You can't be waiting another 2-3 weeks for it to hit home. So EDDM in many cases, just because of the simplicity and quickness that you can get it out there, the better choice, because you can quickly just hit an area, just get it in there within a week. You can have it in people's mailboxes. So that turnaround time can sometimes be the thing that makes you want to go with EDDM. The downside of EDDM is that it's not hitting all targets. You're hitting few targets. If you send out 2,500 EDDMs, when you account that some of those are going to be people outside of the age range, they're going to be non-homeowners. There's going to be a lot of people that aren't targets. You're getting, with 2,500 pieces out, maybe you're getting 500, 600 actual targets. So that's why the response rate sometimes can look depressing to some, because they're basing it on, I just sent 2,500 of these out. Why did I only get X amount? But in the end, if it was worth it, if you picked up business and you made money and and you're thinking of lifetime value, hey, I picked up 15 new contracts or 10 new contracts or 5 new contracts or whatever it is that you're selling, in the end, that's all that it's worth it. But sometimes those numbers on EDDM are really smaller than you think, because there's not a lot of targets. Not everyone is a homeowner. Not everyone is in the age range or the lifestyle or whatever that you really want to target. So only a percentage of those people are. As opposed to selling like pizza, you're not going to target people, but that's just everyone. It applies to everyone. But things like home services and such, homeowners, certain incomes. Whereas if you send a targeted mail to a list, you can spread it out. You can hit exactly the people that you want, and your response rates are much higher. So you kind of have to just work the numbers, think about it, which one is the best. A lot of times it's just turn around, just getting it out fast. Get it out fast. Yeah, trust me, I know. If you saw, it looks probably peaceful here. It looks peaceful because I'm in a quiet room. I'm in my front office. It's quiet, but the amount of chaos and the amount of, there's people with deals that are at any given time. Like I think we had $20,000 in deals today, right? Just today, just $20,000 in deal in printing campaigns. So there's people that are spending thousands of dollars, and I have to some of these bigger ones. I have to oversee that we don't trip up on something. I have to. This is a daily thing, so I'm weighing, and this is very important. Live streaming is very important for you guys, to me, that I don't miss it. But I'm like, who am I going to push off? Am I going to not call back the guy that's spending $3,000 of his hard-earned money? And like, I'm going to not, check over and make sure his freaking stuff is right, or I don't see something wrong, or he's not making a mistake. So I have to the whole day I'm prioritizing things. And I start at 6 a.m. I start working. I do little things in between with the family and stuff. And until I pass out every single day, until 1 a.m., until my eyes pop out of my head and I can't respond to emails or check over things anymore. So it's just, and I got staff, but they don't care. They don't care. No one cares. They don't care about this stuff. They don't care. I give them something. They don't care. They don't care about whether I live stream on time or something. It's not important to them. As a follow to last score, 2 areas you should invest your profits into to grow your business. Well, profits. I mean, I'm going to say that because of marketing, but I think that you will know your industry is there equipment, those kind of things. If you can buy a piece of equipment, you have to break. Some people can't break that mindset that they have to upgrade equipment, buy something newer, sell something off, get something, get a better CPA. There's a lot of business. Like I know one right now, it's a good friend, and she does everything everything is super by the book. How she's paying, she's not gonna be watching, starting to see this. She's paying an extraordinary amount for workers' comp on one employee that will never. It's costing more in workers' comp than the employee, and you're so fixated on doing these things it's hurting your business. I don't hope that's coming across. Like you have invest in a better business. It's something, run your business better, more efficient. I don't know. It's stupid stuff like that. But I say marketing. I'm a marketer, so dump money into marketing. I love marketing. My financials are fine, but there's a lot of pieces of my business that I neglect, that are haphazard, crazy, because I am so focused on the marketing and other parts that's just me. I'm marketing. You make the marketing gets you out of every problem. Every problem you have can be solved with cash, can be solved with more sales. And that all leads to marketing. The last thing I want to think of is HR and freaking filing the I-9s on time. And, every time I run the payroll, I got to make sure this I-9 is filled out. You need to fill out this I-9 or send a biannual report or something. And freaking minutes, freaking typing up the minutes and stuff. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I'll be very honest with you. I will spend more effort working with a realtor or a landscaper that's spending $500, minor amount, because I know that's a big amount, 500, 1,000. I think, oh, this person is spending their hard-earned money, and I have to check over their stuff. I have to talk with them. I will spend more time with the small, tiny business owner than I will. What course am I going to put up? What, YouTube content am I gonna? So I put that stuff, and I've always done this. Any of you that have been around me a long time, I can't stop working with local businesses. I just can't, even though I could be making 50, 100 times more. I'd be bazillion dollars. I'm living up at the thing, creating courses and content, and I'm just making videos. It's just not. I love you guys, and I love training people, and I'm forever grateful, and I really do appreciate everyone. But I'm talking with Tim Black or something on here. I can't stop that, so it swallows up my whole day. Is working with individual business owners. It's just what it is. Instead of shutting everyone out and not replying to emails and letting things slip, I can't I like my employees. I can't let Mary Grace respond to someone's post. Contractor, because it's going to spend thousands of dollars of his hard-earned money. Hey, is this postcard okay? Should I change something? I can't offload that to Mary Grace or Jaden. I can't. They're great, but I can't. I have to look at that. It's like I'm spending their money, so I can't just sit here and make courses all day. And I just can't. It's not my priority. I'd make more money, be a gazillionaire. So it falls down to these little things like reminders and events and stuff. And, just being honest with you, it's my weakness. I charge 27 cents a piece. 27 cents a piece. And that includes the postage, which is 19 cents. That includes the preparation, and it includes shipping it directly fast to the post offices. So in the end, you're spending about 8 cents more than you would yourself per piece. And most of that is just because of the shipping, because I really don't charge anything for the prep. It's just our labor. We do these every day. So it is what it is. You have to weigh as 8 cents, is spending 8 cents per piece worth it? In most cases it is, because just going to the post office sucks up your time. If you value your time, in most cases, it's better to just spend 8 cents per piece and have someone else do it. You go to the post office, you have to wait in line. You have to drive there. You have to go through traffic, wait in line, hope that the clerk is able to process it and doesn't say, no, I don't know what I'm doing. I call the supervisor, and you're sitting there and you got to drive back. And if you got 2 or 3 post offices, it can take you all day. And before you know it, you're spent 7 hours dropping off 3 EDDMs when you could have just spent $60 or something, or $150 and not paid gas, not worked on some other activity that's producing money, rather than screwing around sending something to the post office. Even local. I do a local campaign. A lot of times we just ship it I just spend the money and just mail it to the 20 minutes. I'm not driving 20 minutes to a post office. That's 20 minutes there. Even if I send an employee, that's 20 minutes I'm spending them on the clock, gas. They freaking run out of, they take their sweet time. They're not going to freaking fly there. They're going to take sweet time. They're going to have a problem. I'm going to talk to a postmaster, all that. We just ship it out. But I should send these things earlier, right? But I don't know the topics. I don't have enough time to think of the topics. So then what am I going to say? I'm with Sharks. I'm jealous of Nick and Tom. They have everything prepared. They're very prepared. I'm not prepared. Like a doctor. I feel like the surgeon, the heart surgeon and stuff. And it's just, I come in and it's just endless patience. And then someone's having an emergency surgery and stuff. This person needs help. I got to do this person. I got to help this person. I got to help that person. I have time to do the freaking task scheduling. It does. A lot of businesses won't work with EDDM. They're not very good candidates. So thank you for weighing in on the community target. Minorly, you can go on there and you can sort by the census data of incomes, and it's very accurate. It will give you an idea of what areas are the higher income, lower income, middle of the road income. You can also look at age range, and you can kind of get a real good feel of what that area is. But individually, it's not that accurate, because you're going to have people that are not fitting that bill, because that's just an average. With targeted mailing, you give a specific, very specific, this age range, this income range, this specific income, household, individual. Are they married? Are they not? So it's a more broad kind of targeting. EDDM for most food places in the 3-5 of the front door is far more effective than direct mail. You are correct. I would not really do targeted mail. Like I was saying with the pizzeria, I would not do targeted mailing with food. I only would suggest targeted mailing to your list of customers. So if you build a list of people who like and want to get coupons or deals, then you mail to them, and that's fantastic. You can also get them on an SMS program, email, which are very free, almost free ways to communicate with them. But your most restaurants and stuff, just that radius, and that 3 to 5 miles, it is very different. In New York City, you wouldn't go 3 to 5 miles. You would go, a couple blocks in a very super dense area. In some rural areas, you can be going 20 miles. Like where I am, you go a little bit out, you can 20 miles. You can reach people in these outskirts. I have a video on that, and we're just reaching people on these outskirts that don't really get marketed to, but they shop in town. And so if you have a business that's in kind of like a village or city, and then you have all these little spread out rural areas that have to come there to shop, if you target them, it can be work very well, because they don't get the advertising that the other places do. And they'll come shop, they'll make their weekly or monthly trip, and they'll shop, they'll buy, they'll spend all sorts of money, they'll go to restaurants, because they never get any, no one ever sends anything to those places. Mark says, I agree with you on marketing budgets. As a barbecue and play business, always busy, makes it never spent. Sure, there's extent, of course there's extent, but you know what, that kind of marketing is still like, it's word of mouth. It's driven by word of mouth. Food is an exception to that, and you can easily, this phone will not stop ringing. Food is an exception in some cases, but you can't open up a food place and just be successful word of mouth. The chances are very high. Food and restaurant, you're looking at rare exceptions where they take off and they stay busy. And most likely they do some kind of advertising, but you can't, like, restaurants are so, like, the failure rate is so high, and you can't just open a restaurant and expect it to survive. Like, say, I'll never have to advertise. It's a plan for failure, in my opinion. Do you have a resource for best practices for setting up and running a business? I've been long trying to put out my print mastery course. But I do have, why don't you send me an email, Sapphira, because you've bought my master class, and I really appreciate that. And I should probably give you, I have like my print from scratch guide, highresponsemarketing.com/print. I don't know if you have that. I'll send that to you. But I do have a print mastery course in the works that goes through everything like that. It depends. In general, like 35 cents to 55 cents. Depends if you're doing a really small amount or a larger amount. 30 cents to 30 to 60 cents. Because it depends, doing 500 cards versus 5,000 is different, but you're in that range. All in. I've been good. Thank you. I appreciate that, Adrian. Sorry for what, Tim? You're the best, Tim. I made courses for a year. Yeah, not for me. I love making courses. I made a million of them, but it's fun at first, and it's fun, but it's the work. It's a lot of work, and you lose that relationship. I don't like like the internet marketing. I don't fit in there. So I just don't fit into that crowd. I don't have any problem with them. I just don't fit into that crowd. I don't fit in that arena. I like working with I like doing my own thing. I like small businesses, working with business owners, being a business owner, small business, brick and mortar. So it just doesn't, I understand. I totally get it. It's a slime fest for most of it. The slimiest people. Not all of them. Certainly not all of them, but ugh. Thank you. I appreciate that, EJ. I can do the clings now too. So if you want clings, I can do some really cool clings. I don't know if I have I have to look around. I'm here to tell you want Jake to do them. Yeah, you do. Even Tim does a ton of mailings. He knows that if you value your time, you just don't. Why don't you have someone else do them? We spend so much time, money, and that's a problem. That's a problem that holds many small business owners back. They think they're saving money. Hey, I'm going to save $50. If some people might be saying, I'll save $200 and I'll go do the mailing myself. Then you're spending 4 hours preparing it. Then you have to wear and tear on your vehicle and you have to schedule it around. You can't do something else because you're going to the post office and you've got multiple post offices. It will take you hours. There's unpredictables. Your car could break down. The postal clerk could not be there. You arrived during their lunch, they're closed. You got to wait. You got to come back. And you end up spending more money as well as your time. Oh my God, this phone is, I still don't know how to turn vibrate off. Corey Pebbler used to show up on here and he used to tell me how to do things. I don't know how to I turn the silent on and it just buzzes. It's just nonstop buzzing. It's so annoying on the iPhone. On my Android, I used to be able to just turn it on mute and you wouldn't hear anything. But now you hear, even on silent. You have to do what you have to do. Thank you. I don't know how either, Scott. It's insane. If you saw if we got these 2 screens that show everything going on at the moment in the different stages, if you saw it, your head would explode. I don't know how. And everyone who works for me will say, I don't know how you're doing this, Jake, because they're overwhelmed. It's a constant state of overwhelm, and we manage it. We manage to get it all done. It's wild. Then I cycle into work now because my whole day will get eaten. Like I have to slow myself down at some point. So I force myself cycle into work back and forth because I can't answer an email. I can't look at what's going on. I can't deal with a problem if I'm riding my bike. So I'm forced to stop for a second, which is nice. Ooh. Look at that. I love hearing stuff like this. I love that. I have a tab in my email called success, and it's got anytime someone reports like their results, I've got it. And I always just save them because they're so good. But I never I always want to put them up and stuff. But then I get people that want me to put I love stories like that. Ugh. Then I just had someone who said they got a call. They just did a mailing 2 months ago, I think. And he said, he goes, you're right. I got a call like a month later. I got 3 jobs, I think he said, after like a month after they hung around to the card. And now I'm getting calls. Barbecue where I am has to market like crazy. That's true too. If you're super competitive, you might have to risk, especially if you're starting up. A competitor will swallow you whole, with the right marketing. They'll swallow you up. They'll take your business. So you'll have these old time businesses that have got a following, but then a new smarter competitor will come in and they'll outmarket them. Wait, I gotta see Tim's again. 20 nice time, 2 lawyers. Yes. Oh yeah, 30 down in the HOAs. The Karenvilles. Mailing lists, you should get them through me. I get them through USA Data. But they're like $60. I mean, $60 for your generic mail. Very good targeted mailing list. And they go up if it's higher quantities. We're talking 5,000, 10,000 piece list mailings or a lot of selective data and get a little more. But it's very reasonable, actually, extremely reasonable. Other places resell them for hundreds. Oof. No, they don't. They don't buy. 2% of the people do something with that. Most of us out here know they did. How many products you bought that collect dust? They don't do anything. I mean, it's like that. It's what the health, because your fitness, right? There's a new diet. There's a new workout. There's a new every day. And people buy hundreds of these. They never do anything. Money and something else. There's like 3 that just people just buy these things incessantly, vitamins and stuff. And it's just a never ending cycle of people not doing nothing. Warrior Plus. It's a scumbag for it's the sleaze of the it's not bad. I don't mean that because Michael Ansel is a very smart guy. He's a good guy, and I've made a bunch of money on it, but but it comes with this territory of product creators that are people who just make courses and guides on how to make money, and they teach you how to it's just junk. Most of it is junk, but they lure you in, you buy it, and then you don't do anything with it. You become addicted, and then you buy the next one. And then by the time they release that, they're working on the next one. And then by the time they're working on the next, and like every single thing I've ever made from when I started 2011, I have always said, I'm only going to make this if I can see like in at least 5 years on the road, it's still going to be applicable. Like I want to make something that's going to sit on someone's shelf, even if it's digital. I think if someone's going to and be able to reference back and it's still applicable. I don't want it. That's why I've shied away from SEO. That's why I personally just don't do SEO. It's because you look at a training material for SEO or something, a year prior, it's worthless. Like you wouldn't even look at it. You wouldn't even consider looking at SEO advice from a year ago. Like, and a year's not that long, like even 6 months. That's old. That's like outdated. Kudos to the product creators that have a never ending stream of, they can put out a new. But I love direct mail because, the products and guides I make they're evergreen for the most. They're going to be good for, I don't want things to change daily. Yeah, I don't know. I put it on silent and I flick the thing down. Do not disturb. But that means then I don't see what called. I don't know what other feedback. Usually I have a couple realtors, but I put these out so late they probably don't join on here. I mean, I have a handful of realtors across the country that use them religiously. Will this change? I don't know. Real estate cards always seem to be changing, but it's been working last year, 1 year. Oh, Rob Smith's here. Rob Smith is the best postcard. It's MMO. Love's the other one. Love. Relationship stuff. Never ending. No, I hear about Lead Kahuna, but I'm not into that stuff. I hear about it. I know it's been around forever. Yeah, I hear good things about him. I don't know because I'm not in that environment, but I hear I don't think I've ever heard anything bad about David Sprague. Yeah, that's the guy with the Lead Kahuna. But I can tell you this, I've heard Lead Kahuna for a long time. Like it has to be like 6-7 years or something, mid 2000s or something. So it's got to be all right when you see it going on that long. Where's Char Daddy? What time is it? 1:50. Freaking pipeline's blowing up right now. I had a guy call me. Wait, did I tell you this? I may have said this in the thing. A guy called me earlier. He said, 2 months. He goes, I don't know if you're out of business. He goes, I watch your videos. He goes, I want to place this order, but you didn't. You haven't put out video in 2 months. He goes, I didn't know if you were out of business or not. I said, oh crap! I got put out business. 15. See, pretty close. Dan. So that's great. It's been around 15 years. That must be good. I hope this helps. I don't know. We had good discussion, right? Good discussion. You guys doing anything good for Memorial Day? We're going to a little cabin we go to on Salmon River. We like going there. Bring the family. I am planning to shoot videos there. So I'm going to bring my equipment and hopefully shoot some videos because I have so many to shoot. Plus, me and Scott have a review card thing that I got to finish. Scott is the man with the review cards. I know we should bring that up because reviews, that is like the cheapest advertising you can do really right now. And it's critical. It's right up there with, in my opinion, direct mail. You should be doing direct mail of some sort and you should be pushing them Google reviews. If you can push Google reviews, Google will start rewarding you. That's my answer to SEO is push Google reviews. Before you even start spending money on SEO or reputation management or social posting, you better get them reviews up. No matter what size business you are, you better be able to go search landscaping near me or a restaurant near me, and you better see yourself up there on Google, and you better see a whole bunch of reviews. You don't want to see your competitor with 1 billion more reviews than you. You want to have those reviews up there so that you're showing up at the top. Don't need to spend for SEO or anything. Just optimize that listing, get it all filled out, and start getting a system in place where you can start collecting reviews, and they will grow very quickly. And me and Scott got a nice product coming out on that. The best. Thank you, Char. I really appreciate that. I love making the train. I really do. I love making them. It goes in cycles. I make a bunch of product stuff. It goes in cycles. Oh, of course. The worst. They rely on this internet. It could have sent the direct mail. Would have gotten there sooner. I sent it minutes before I started that's why I set these shows for 105 now, because it takes a couple minutes for it to get through. Another vote for Lead Kahuna. Where's my affiliate link? Yeah, it happens. I got the outdated stuff. Some of my stuff is buried in there, outdated. Remember the trap funnel? That was a good one. That one's outdated, but it was good. Oh, yeah. Butterfly text. We'll see what I might risk my life again for you guys. I might do a risk. Could be. Yeah. I don't know. I have 118 now, I think. 118. Supposed to have 119. The guy said he would give me a review, and let me see if I got it. Hang on. I had another one. Almost done with the show. Let me check. Should have 2 more. I'm going to strangle them if they didn't. Yeah, I got them. Where's the new one? Yep, 58 minutes ago. That's nice. I love that. Love it. I love just when you look at the competitors and they don't have the reviews, and then you do. I love that. Choke those competitors. I don't know, affiliate program. Okay, I'm going to call this a day. How do you outreach a business to do mailings with you? Many ways. So the way I do it may be different than you. You know, I go to YouTube, so I got a lot on YouTube. But okay, let's do this. How do you outreach business to business? I'm going to say it from your perspective. It's too complicated. There's so many ways. The easiest solution is to do a small shared postcard. I have a small shared postcard sitting over here. I love community cards. I have community cards. This would be the most easiest thing. You put something like this out. It's a big postcard, but it's not gigantic. It's not like that size. But this size, you can fit a whole lot of different local advertisings. You just get a bunch of businesses together, sell these ads, $150, $250 each. You make $1,000, $2,000. You don't have to send a lot of these out. You can send 2,500, send it to a community, put a whole bunch of good deals on there. They spend a couple $100. It's like nothing. And suddenly you have 16 plus paying clients. They will see some results. They will get good community exposure. They will be the only one on there. It won't be a competitor, and you will have them in your wheelhouse, and you will technically have been sold 18 clients on direct mail. And then you can work from there. They're interested. You get them on their own cards. You do maybe bigger mailings. Maybe you do more ones. You do more ones in other cities. That is the simplest way to get people to do direct mail. Many of them will say, hey, I want to do my own mailing. I want to reach this. And now you have solo mailings, and now you're helping them with lists, and you're doing consulting with them. Maybe you offer another service like social posting or website design, and you're helping them with that. Or you're going to sell them print, you're going to get them business cards and flyers and letterhead. And those businesses turn into very lucrative, good relationship businesses just from that simply getting people together on a community mailer. That's an easy way to dip your toes in it. Yeah, I know. Just set the calendar. Subscribe to YouTube, and they tell you the notifications. Yes, community cards are awesome. They are. I even recommend them more than doing 9x12s when you start off, because they're just so simple to get started. So easy peasy. People get in over their heads and they want to sell 25 businesses for $800 on a 9x12, and it can, they end up breaking even or not hitting their deadlines. Or community cards, easy peasy, quick money, lots of clients, very quick. I'm going to call it a day. My throat's getting dry. That's how I know it's time to stop. I really enjoy talking with you guys. I'm going to see you next week, right? I'm going to see you next week on Thursday. But we'll try to send an early reminder for Les. So make Les happy and send an early reminder. It's my own fault. It just hurts me. It hurts me. I get, everyone misses it. Oh, well. They got businesses to talk to, and you should too. You should go out there talking to some businesses instead of watching me on YouTube. I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you showing up here. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. And Tim, thanks for showing up. Scott, earlier, every single one of you. It is great to see you guys. And you keep me going. Okay, I'm gonna say bye. I'm gonna have a great weekend. You email me if you've got any problems, any questions, any orders, whatever. You get stuck, you're in a pickle, you call me.